Have you ever wondered how an incredible 3D model is born? Here at STL Flicks, we call it a drop. A drop starts with an idea, sometimes a scribble, a reference, and a mission is born. To create something unique, beautiful, functional, and of course printable, it takes days, sometimes weeks, of drawing, modeling, testing, slicing, reprinting, adjustments, and a lot of patience. All to deliver to you a model that prints easily, works properly, and makes you smile when it leaves the printing table. Welcome behind the scenes of Drop.
This drop was a little different from what we usually do because our drops generally go through a research phase, and then that research goes into a meeting where we decide on the themes. But this drop was for a solo artist, so the research stayed internal, and we made the decisions ourselves. We selected some things that we see our community really enjoys. It's a theme that always comes up a lot, the RPG theme. Since we had already done Dragon comics before and they were a big success and turned out to be a really cool idea, we thought about bringing those Dragon comics into the RPG theme as well. That was our initial decision. Since it was made by a solo artist, we looked for a few more references that we thought were interesting in the market, and everything we saw fit, we added to the product. First, we looked for references that we thought would look good. We also did research on which characters would be the best fit and which ones the audience would like the most. Then we started doing some sketches. We make several variations that we think might work. From there, we choose the ones that fit best. We then pass them on to our art director to see which one turned out best. If the sketches are approved, we move on to the coloring phase. Using our color chart, we do color tests to see what best suits the product and move on to finalization. That's the concept stage. I'm responsible for that here. Then it breaks down into the sketching, painting, and finalization stages. I think it's a theme I'm quite comfortable with, so for me, it wasn't an issue. It was already designed with those 3D modeling needs in mind, so from the very beginning, the drawing was planned in a way that would also work well in print. The idea is really to solve problems during the concept stage so we can hand it over to the modeler in a way that's ready, without needing a lot of changes. So the idea is to deliver the product pretty much ready for them, modeled in a way that will print correctly right away. We did solid research on the themes, like which characters are the most hyped in the RPG world. This drop, since it's from a solo artist, has only 6 illustrations. It took us about 5 days from sketch to final. From beginning to finished product, about 5 days.
After the concept is ready, I create a presentation for the modeler, explaining how each piece should be done, how the lighting will work behind the RPG models, how the light will be placed and projected. I follow the whole modeling process, guiding what works and what doesn't until the end of the project. I usually follow up with her to check color details, whether a certain feature will appear properly in print, or if it will work without supports. Since we've made other lamp pieces before, we already had a sense of how things would function, so we didn't need to create a base for testing. It worked on the first try. It went smoothly, no major difficulties. We've done much more complex things, so this one was pretty easy. When it's a solo artist, as this drop was, he does 1 per week, so he has 6 weeks to complete everything. When it's for a solo artist, it's about 6 projects. For teams, it's usually 8, so in this case, he does 1 per week, and when he finishes, we send it to the printer to test and make sure everything is working. Inside the piece, there's a diffuser that holds the light and projects it uniformly through the PLA. So there was some back and forth with the support structures for the diffuser. Since it's a very thin wall, any small flaw can cause quality issues in the print. That part took some iteration. Some pieces were easier to solve than others.
When the batch arrives from the loss, we first analyze everything before printing to check for floating walls or first layer failures. If everything looks good, we do the best slicing or the recommended slicing and send it to print. If something's off, we send it back to them before anything begins. Most of the issues we had were related to the position of the lamp. It wasn't lighting properly once the diffuser was in place. So they changed some of the lamp positions to improve brightness. In the first test, for example, this one took about 8 hours because we used a lower layer height. But there was a small detail on the forehead in more intricate areas that we had to tweak in the slicing. One of them even needed the part design to be changed to make printing easier, because the seam was too prominent. That one took the longest. It was about fixing the top layer finish. This model has a bulging area in the center, so we added minimal support, just enough to finish the ceiling top. This model, like all of them, has a kind of ceiling pattern, so we used the same approach in all of them. Each one took around 8 hours, because they all had the same size and height, so there wasn't much variation. The entire drop took us about 2 weeks from trial and error to final completion. The painting took around 5 hours. Not continuous painting, but a little each day. So, around 4.5 to 5 hours total. It was 3 pieces. This one, the dragon, and an easel. Around 10 hours for all 3. One of them needed less since it wasn't fully painted, just a detail.
I'm the scriptwriter. I also do copyright. So I come up with the drop names, write all the accompanying text, and do the social media and YouTube descriptions. We usually have a weekly meeting with Vitor to follow up on next week's drops. We discuss how we want to present it, what vibe we want to give the drop, and what we want to showcase in the videos, titles, and scripts. We define the aesthetic and style for the videos, photos, names, and everything else. I always try to add humor because that's something we've brought into the company since the beginning. We discuss what value we want to highlight from each piece in the videos, too. For this drop, I first received the concept photos. We work on this almost simultaneously with the testing team. So I got the photos and started thinking about what I wanted to bring from the RPG aesthetic and how I wanted to blend that with the lamp idea. For the names, I tried to think of things that evoke RPG and lighting at the same time, and brought that into the names of all the pieces in the drop overall. I try to come up with the names first, because that helps me define the vibe I want to follow. Then, I lay out all the photos to get an overview of the drop. I gather references from my mood board and start linking ideas, wordplay, RPG references, and work from that to finalize the names before starting the script. At the same time, I'm also thinking about how to translate that into the video. Once I've got the names and photos, I send them to Arthur for lettering. After I finish the script, I pass it along to Jubilo and Pedro, so we can decide how we'll deliver it in both the shoot and the edit. I try to adapt it for both YouTube and social media, which we always post on.
The RPG lamp drop is very specific because of the lighting. They require a more complex workflow in both photos and video. Showing the lamp properly is harder in this case because the lights are weaker. They don't light up the whole scene, but rather highlight the model. So the light serves to add a beautiful detail to the model, not to light up the room where it's placed. So we need to be very careful to build lighting that shows the model without overpowering the decorative light on the model. I usually shoot HDR photos, which means taking 3 exposures, 1 underexposed, 1 at medium exposure, and 1 overexposed. Then I merge the 3 to create the final image. During the briefing with Vitor, he mentioned wanting a darker vibe since it's RPG themed, so we aimed for something moodier. All the video scenes were filmed with low lighting to highlight the model and its illumination, so it was a different approach. The typical turnaround for the whole creation process is about 3 working days. It's tough because we launch 3 drops per week, so it's always tight. Now we're starting to create a buffer so we don't hit bottlenecks. Sometimes a drop falls behind, but with this space, we can manage. If one drop is delayed, the next one will be tight. But now that we're building in a 2-week buffer, that's our new goal. If one falls behind, it won't be the end of the world. We'll still be able to move forward with the next drop. That one will fit within those 2 weeks for us to work on. That's the work behind every drop. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to catch the next drops. And if you want to print all of this at home, head over to STLFLIX.com. There are over 2,800 exclusive models waiting for you. Thanks for watching. See you on the next drop.